Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Tuesday, April 21st. And we are we're up here flirting with all-time highs again. You see that? It's pretty amazing. Pretty good. I can't complain about that at all. So they had a little reaction, positive reaction late yesterday. It'll pop into the upside. I was expecting some earnings. I didn't know what company it reported, but a nice little pop to the upside. It backed off a little bit. And now we're right back up again. So we are still holding our gains, still leaning higher, totally looking past the Iranian situation at this point. Looking at earnings season, which is good so far at least. News we have this morning. What's coming out is at 8:30 we get retail sales. That's going to be a market mover. 10 we get business inventories and pending home sales. And that's about it for news. That's it. So 8:30 and 10 we have news. I think that retail sales number is going to be interesting. If that comes in as a good read, that market definitely going to feel better or feel good about it. If it comes in shitty, we may see some weakness. But again, I would just stay on the long side of this. Just be mindful about what's going on in the world. And if a bad headline comes out, everything can turn upside down pretty darn quick. But I would just stay on the long side if everything stays the same. The only caveat, as I said early on, is a headline from the it's probably going to be tomorrow. I would guess when that the ceasefire deadline runs out. If there's nothing down there, that would be maybe some weakness in the market, but I'm not even sure that's going to happen in terms of market weakness because they have the market is so utterly looking past this whole thing. So looking at the buying weakness at this point against the 71.65s, 71.50s, and this is actually 60. Yeah, this is 60.65, 71.50s, 71.35s, 71.20s for rotations back up. I would say if you start trading down here by that 71,000 and 70,085s, and we may have to worry about the market pulling back a little bit more than you want to. Get my F1 here. Where is my F1? Yes, there it is. So, but I mean, you can see we're right up here. We are in 71, 7,200 territory. We are in price discovery. And given this stuff happened overnight or over the weekend and what's going on right now back and forth, in the Middle East, the market is just not pulling back. So that's good. That they say just tells you that it's a pretty strong market and it's looking past that whole conflict. If they start trading below these support areas down here, this is 71,000, 70,085, 7,075. These three support areas, if those comes out, I would be starting to think about a pullback or a reversal of some sort occurring. But we had a few days now after the little big pop here, and the consolidation day, another day, we're up here retesting the highs. This could also be setting up a retest failure at 71.80, so we may see some pullback based on that. That's always an opportunity, an option here when you retest that new high. So it's going to be a retest failure setting up, but if it does and it pulls back, I would still look to buy against these lower support areas all the way down to that 71.20s. And if they take that out and start trading below 71.20s, I'm taking off that long bias going back range bound. If they start taking out these lower support areas, yeah, then I'm going to start worrying about the short side. So pretty straightforward. On the short side, not going to be very aggressive on the short side. We are up here. I mean, I'm going to look for that potential retest failure setup, but with a bit of caution. You're not expecting that one to run up and just flat out fail. It's probably going to be going back and forth and churn a little bit. But if it starts failing, you'll start seeing them backing off more than just a few ticks, and that would be a sign that okay, maybe it's failing. Maybe I should start looking at getting short against this, and that would just be trading that retest failure of the highs here. Nasdaq also up here, actually extended. They've already extended in the overnight to new highs. That was interesting. So Nasdaq up here making new highs. Price discovery to the upside. Looks like there's a little bit of a risk on day going on. you can see when the AI stocks are all on fire, that just kind of gives you a sense that, yeah, maybe it's a risk on kind of a day. And so far, we are up here against the we estimate new highs. I would look to buy weakness on the Nasdaq as well. Aggressive would be against the 845s, 800s, 740s, 700s. Below 700s, I'll take off the long bias and go back range bound. Still looking to buy against the 650, 620s, 550s, and the 500s for rotations back up. If these three levels of support, the 620s, the 550s, and the 500 comes out on the downside, I would start thinking about maybe the market is reversing a little bit more than it should, and I would start thinking short side of the market. So below that 550, 500 is that's basically this is the low volume area. It's what's going to be taken out. If it starts retracing past that, I think they can certainly run it all the way down here to the 320s, maybe even lower. So pretty good move to the upside, and we are definitely in a good price discovery to the upside. All right, so that's how we get started on the ES and NASDAQ. Pretty straightforward. The way it feels very much risk on. So look to buy weakness for rotations higher. Let's be mindful when you're up against the new high, against that 880, 890s. So it could be a short setting up here, retest failure trade early on. We will find out, but that is definitely a possibility right now. That's the only short I would consider. But as you can see here, I mean, if it trades up like this, like it did right now, make new highs, and then suddenly starts like drifting lower like this, that's not quite a retest failure setup. It's kind of difficult. This one here, it's more a retest failure setup. It runs up, retest, and fails immediately. This looks to me like a slow-mo probe to the upside, and that's like slow grinding down. Not really quite looking like a retest failure. I would be aggressive on. All right, so that's the ES and the NASDAQ. Looking at our bond market, and that's just basically it's sideways, not doing much at all. They're back up, almost back to where they want 50, installing a little bit below it. So look to me like they're building value right below it. You can see how that mode has moved down in the distribution. So we have a high volume area here, but this is the long-term mode here. They're kind of coming down here to the 14, 10, 11s, dropping down a little bit. So a little bit lower prices, a little bit higher yields, but still holding pretty steady in this big blob of activity. So I'm not going to worry about the direction of move until they start trading below the 113s or start trading above the 118s. So in that range, 113 to 118, that's kind of where we're trading right now in the bonds. We've been trading that for a long time, so not much going on. I had to be cautious on the bond market. Can't be too aggressive trading that one. It's pretty range bound, and you had to be quick on the edges, but not get stuck on the wrong side of it, if you know what I mean. It's not easy. It doesn't happen quickly. You may have to sit there for a while, but it's definitely tradable. So, and yeah, yes, that'd be a lot more, give it a lot more patience if you're going to trade the bonds. But range bound trading on that guy, look to sell strength against the 22s and the 28s. They're going to buy weakness against the 16s and the 06s for rotations up. And that's going to leave it at that. Hasn't been had pretty tight range here for a while now. And then finally, let's take a quick look at cryptos. I popped on gold as well. So I have silver, gold, and oil on the left side, and I have Bitcoin and Ethereum on the right. As you can see, it's still kind of light volume on them. The volume on the metals are not super high, but it's definitely tradable. This on the metals is where you really make a little bit more money, a little bit bigger contracts. On the Bitcoin, Ethereum, they have pretty small contracts, so they have to go for a little bit bigger moves. So trading size doesn't matter because the issue is the accumulation versus the tick size, which kind of forces you to make a little bit bigger trades on it. But anyway, so that's still running. I'm still watching it. Let's see how that tells. I'll tell you if I'd take any trades on those guys. The gold, well, it's a silver and oil. Oil's track is pretty good. They're tracking um, the regular CME oil contract, same as silver. So I mean, I have the market profiles up for them, but you can see it. Um, I'm not doing a very deep analysis on those right now. I'm just kind of watching them more on an intraday basis. But I'm going to still get a little bit more data in those. I'll try to get a couple of better profiles going on those. All right. But right now, just kind of watching it and doing more intraday type trading on them. Looking at so back to the ES and the Nasdaq, and look at that, pulling back a little bit. Maybe this was the retest. Nah, I'm gonna expect the retest in the day session up here against the 7180s on the ES, and then against the 890 to 900 on the Nasdaq, and watch for that when the day session starts kicking in. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for now. Wrapping it up, we have a so news at 8:30, like retail sales coming up in a few minutes, and then we have the business inventories and pending home sales at 10. All right, guys, we leave it there, and I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update later.